Hello everyone and happy Friday. I am here with my cafecito, ready to enjoy it for tonight. How are you guys doing? How's the diet? How's the way of eating? If you have joined the challenge, how is it going? Are you still following keto, carnivore, maybe low carb, BBBE like myself? Put it down in the comments. How is it going? How are you feeling? Do you feel any different? Do you feel maybe stronger? Do you feel that your sugar cravings are going away? Put it down in the comments, just so we can see how it's going. Now, of course, if you've been doing this for a while now, you might not have any sugar cravings, which is great. Now, I don't have any sugar cravings anymore, but from time to time, depending on my stress level, looking at some of those, goodies, let's say, are tempting. Not necessarily to the extent of grabbing it and eating it, but just like, I remember how that used to taste. But do you remember how it used to make you feel? So that kind of thing comes to my mind, and I'm just like, yeah, I used to feel horrible, so let me just not touch it at all. Which I'm glad after, all of this time, I can say that, and I am strong enough to do that. And I definitely thank God for it. It's such a blessing, to be able to eat what actually fuels my body at this age. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, definitely put it down in the comments and let me know how it's going. I'm excited for everyone to share, just so we can see how everyone is doing. So today I did decide to take the day off. I wasn't feeling very well this morning, so I went ahead and just took the day. I woke up around 9 o'clock-ish. After in the morning, I had to send the emails that I will not make it to work. I went back to sleep and I woke up around 9. Still feeling the same. So, just throughout the day, I do feel a little bit better, but I was just, off. And so I was happy this morning that I was able to go to the back of my yard and, enjoy the coffee. The sun was bright. It was just a little bit chilly. That's why I'm wearing the jacket, just because it's a little cold here in Texas. I don't know, the weather's just off. Sometimes that happens in Texas. It's extremely hot and then maybe some cold and then wind. It's been all over the place this week, so it's okay. But I went there this morning, my husband and I were able to, sit out, enjoy the sun, enjoy the wonderful weather. And then after, the whole day I rested. This afternoon, my sister and I decided to go to a place called Papa's BBQ, just because she knows I followed the carnivore diet. And so she likes going there because I am able to eat the food that they provide. And so since I'm, being extremely strict for the next 30 days and only eating beef, I was glad to see that they provide a plate that's called Beef Trio. And so it has one beef rib, it has beef sausage, as well as beef brisket. Now, I knew it was not going to be enough for me just to eat that as my one meal a day. So what I did is I prepared myself at home, before leaving, and I boiled several eggs, and I took 4 of them with me, just so I can feel full, I'll put a quick video here of the food that I ate, just so you guys can see. And the focus was, one meal a day still, because the only day I don't do one meal a day is on Saturdays, and that will probably be tomorrow. Now, I do have to work tomorrow, so I don't know what I'm going to do just yet, if I'm going to do 1 meal a day or 2 meals. It just really depends at what time I wake up, because I technically don't have to be at work until about 1. So I can just stay here, do breakfast with the family, go to work, and then come back and do maybe a small dinner or something. But I don't know yet. I'll let you guys know on the Sunday video to see what I did on Saturday. Just because normally I don't work on Saturdays, but these next 2 Saturdays, I must work. And so it might be a little bit different the next 2 Saturdays. But I was glad that, I was able to stay strong. I was glad that, normally with my sister, we also get the big drinks. And of course, I would normally get Diet Coke. But I'm happy to report that I actually have not drank Diet Coke even since before the 50 days. So, I had those 50 days challenge that I did. And then I had a week of no challenge because it was my spring break week. But even during that week, I didn't have any Diet Coke. I mean, I wanted one, kind of, but not really. So I just decided, you know what? Let me just drink some electrolytes. I love them and they're good for me. Just stick with those, and I've continued with that. Today, I actually didn't drink any electrolytes just because I stayed home. But when I was at Papa's BBQ, that big, drink container, let's say like the extra large one, I did drink 3 refills because I like water. And of course, they fill it with ice. So I feel that was plenty of water for today. I also have a water next to my nightstand, and I will probably drink some before I before I go to sleep. I just have to finish my cafecito first. But I wanted to come, and see how you guys are doing. Can you guys believe we only have 25 days left? Like, what in the world? 5 days went by so fast. I'm telling you. By the time we know it, Oh, and guess what? I hadn't seen my sister since sometime in February, maybe 3 weeks to a month. And the last time we actually got together was at Fogo de Chao with our husbands. We went as a double date, let's say. And so today when I saw her, she was like, "You're looking a little thinner." I was like, "Well, thank you for noticing. I've been working hard." So I'm excited because normally, family members, it takes a while for them to notice a change, especially if you see them every so often. But I guess since I hadn't seen her in about 3 to 4 weeks, she was able to see a change. And I'm like, oh, good. I'm glad. And also happy that I stuck to my plan. I stuck to my diet. I know it's frowned upon when people take food to an actual restaurant. But I'm like, I can't have the sides. So here's to sticking to our goals, guys. It doesn't matter where we go. It doesn't matter what we do. If we have a goal in mind, let's plan for it, let's prepare for it, and let's take action. So I knew I was going to that barbecue place. And I also knew that they didn't serve enough food for me to be satisfied. So I prepared the eggs that I boiled. So I was going to be satisfied and not be tempted, to get the pies or whatever else that they sell there. And I took action by taking it there, even though it's a restaurant. But now I feel victorious. I feel great. I feel good in my own skin just because I followed the plan that I had prepared for, okay? And I know you guys can do the same thing, okay? Events might happen. You might be invited to a wedding, to an event, something. If you have the right mindset, if you plan for it, prepare it, when you take action, it's going to show that you have goals that you will reach by the end of this year, just because your actions will show it, okay? Just like my actions showed it today. And I did share with my sister, hey, I'm doing this diet now. I mean, she already knows I'm a carnivore. That's why we go there. But right now, I'm a little bit more strict. That whole 1 meal a day, etc. She's like, wow, you're only eating 1 meal a day? I said, yeah, it's been working out for me and I'm very happy. And I'm going to continue. And, she actually bought herself a cookie, to eat for dessert. And she's like, do you want to buy a rib so you can eat while I eat my dessert? I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm actually full. I don't need anymore. And she's like, no, but I told her, I said, don't feel, guilty or anything. You're fine. Everything is fine. Yeah, you eat whatever you're going to eat. I eat whatever I'm going to eat. You didn't question my eggs. I'm not going to question your cookie. We're fine, But I think you need to get to a point, when you know the person, that you can say that, because we are family, I know it might be a little bit different with others, maybe colleagues or whatnot. But if they know you and they know you're following, kind of like my colleagues now, they know I do 1 meal a day and they know that I only eat meat. And they're fine with it, which I'm very happy about that, They respect whatever food I consume and I respect whatever food they consume. So, we're pretty good with that. So let's say our affirmations. I am fit, firm, and muscular. I am in the best shape of my life. I love to work out. I am disciplined, spirit, soul, and body. I maintain my perfect weight. I am in the best shape of my life. In Jesus' name, amen. Oh, I did want to share, I forgot in my last video to share that when I cook bacon, I actually keep the bacon grease. I'm going to put a quick video here or a picture of last time I cooked bacon. And I do keep the bacon grease for when I want, a nice crispy steak. I put all that bacon grease in the pan and put the steak right on top of it. And it gives it a nice crispy outer layer. And of course you turn it, gives it another crispy layer. It's delicious, guys. So if you are cooking bacon, don't throw out the grease. Save it for whenever you cook the next time or whatnot. You can use that as your fat or your oil. You know what I mean? Especially because it's the healthiest fat out there. It comes from an animal and it's not processed at all. But that is it for me. I just wanted to come and say a quick hello and also, let you know that I did go out to eat today, but I still continue my diet. I am still focused on my goals. And if the same goes with you, guys, don't forget, plan for it, prepare for it, and take action, because you are going to go out, because you are going to be invited to various things. All you have to do is prepare for it, okay? Because there's no excuses. We are going to reach our goals. Even if you have to, be a little embarrassed like I was today with my 4 boiled eggs, nobody said anything. Everybody was fine, Just understand, you might be a little uncomfortable, but once they see that you have met your goal, they're going to be so proud of you. I know I'm going to be proud of myself. I know my sister's going to be proud of me, when she sees all the weight that I have lost, when she sees the health that I am in by the end of this year. I know she's going to be proud. So let's keep pushing forward. If for some reason, you gave in, to some extra carbs or whatnot, do not give in. You have 25 more days, and so many things can happen in 25 days. So put that aside. If you messed up or whatever, next meal starts again, okay? Do not throw in the towel. Keep working hard because you can do it, okay? Nobody's perfect. Nobody can say, oh, you messed up. You need to stop. No, ma'am. No, sir. It's okay. Put it aside. It happened. Next meal, you're back on it. Next meal, you will succeed. Next meal, you will reach your goal. I can already see it. All right. Well, God bless you guys. And if I don't see you Saturday, I will definitely see you Sunday. Bye-bye.